Let's look at these D licks. Da 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 da. I have 10 D licks here for you, and they kind of range in difficulty and in length. Now these licks are great for a couple different things. They're great for in songs whenever you need to fill, okay? And they're also great to be used in solos over a D chord. And that's also another point, is that these licks are not only for when you're in the key of D, okay, but when you're in other keys as well that use a D chord, okay? So like our key of G often goes to a D chord. When we're over that D chord, these licks will work out great. Or the key of A often goes to a D chord. Okay, or even in the key of E, you can play some of these licks over an E chord, and it gives it a really cool flat 7 bluesy feel. Okay, and we'll talk about that a little more. But our first lick there, actually our first 2 licks, are kind of just the D version of our standard G run, right? Okay, so whenever we're playing in the key of D and we wrap up a phrase, I'll fly away. Okay, like if we're doing I'll fly. I'll fly away. That's where these fit in a lot of times, and just great for fills is when you're playing and you come back to the D chord. And that's exactly what lick number 1 is. It starts off with the quarter note there in the first measure on our D string, and then we're going to jump down to the low E string, play it open, pay attention to your pick strokes. I have them written out there beneath all the notes. Then we're going to have a hammer on with an upstroke from the 1st to 2nd fret on that low E string. Then we'll go up to the A string, and then do a pull off from the 2nd fret open, and then it ends on our open D string. So slowly, lick number 1 sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now I also have another video segment here on the site where I'm going to play all these licks through very slowly, all at one time, so you can practice along with me. Now lick number 2 is very much like that, except instead of starting out with a quarter note there, we're just going to have 8th notes there. So we're going to start off on the open D string as well, but then come down to the 2nd fret of the A string, and then open A string, and then the rest of the measure is exactly the same as lick number 1. Okay. So I'll use these 2 licks a lot of times when I'm in the key of D. Maybe one time when I come back to the D chord, I'll do lick number 1, and then the second time, except I'll play it right. So those are just great little tags. Those work out great as well if you've been soloing over the key of D, and you get to the end, and you're looking for that 1 measure to end it all. This is it. Great. Let's look at lick number 3 here. We're going to start getting into some more blues notes and some longer licks. This one in measure 7 there, what I did was take a common G lick and just transposed it down to a D lick. So we've heard this lick a lot, right? That's one that Tony uses a lot, and hence everybody else uses a lot. Well, I just took those same notes that was in the key of G and just transposed them down to the key of D. It sounds like this. Hear the similarities? Okay, very, very close. We're going to start off there on the 3rd fret of our B string, which is the D note. Okay, and then we're going to have our index finger up here on the 1st fret of the E string, and we're just going to go 3, 1, 3. And then immediately pull your index finger down for the 1st fret of the B string, then down to the 2nd fret of the G string, and leave leave this finger down because we're coming right back to it there. And then we're going to do a pull off going into measure 8. And I pull off going down on this one. You may want to pull off going up, that's fine. And then a slide. So very slowly, lick number 3 sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good job. And this one would work really well flowing into lick number 4 if you want. And that's the great thing about these licks, you can combine them, or you could take like one measure out of one and put it together with another measure out of another, and a lot of those work together well that way. But this one would work really good going into lick number 4. We're going to start off on our open D string, play it once, and then immediately slide up to match that pitch on the A string right beneath it, so a 3 to 5 slide. And I try not to mute this string as I'm sliding. I kind of want that note to be ringing out. Okay. And then we're already in position to do that hammer on from 3rd to 4th fret on the D string. Then back off, and then a pull off. I do pull this one off going this way. Into measure 11, then come down to open E string, and then slide from 1st to 2nd fret. And then an open D string. Okay, so very slowly, lick number 4 sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So those 2 licks sound together. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's check out. We're going to get a little bit more advanced, kind of get some more Tony type sounding stuff for licks number 5 through 10.